group of friends are having the time of their lives, laughing, swapping stories beside a roaring campfire, and even screening a movie on a DIY outdoor setup.
That's actually really good.
Thank you. I got a new shampoo and conditioner.
Alexis, have you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I've not.
Oh, dang. Look at those chicken and biscuits you got. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
In the middle of all the fun, Alexis slipped away into the woods to get a moment alone. The rest of the group, still riding high on good energy, started cracking jokes about how long she'd been gone, playfully suggesting she might never come back.
Yeah, I know. For legit though, like Alexis has been gone for so freaking long trying to actually poop.
Okay, but like you gotta track to go find a good place.
Yeah, you do, but this has been too long. 10 minutes, she'll be back. Okay.
Then a scream tore through the laughter like a knife. Dread washed over everyone as it hit them that Alexis could be in real trouble. They snatched up flashlights and plunged into the darkness, shouting her name into the trees.
Oh, ow, man.
What? Did you hear something?
What?
It's one of our boats.
It hasn't even been 10 minutes
Devin?
yet, bro.
No.
Can a couple of people just come with me just to make sure we're good?
Yeah, Alright, guess you can get them all. Check my camera.
Alexis?
Hold on.
No, but Devin.
I don't think she's in. Alexis? Shit. Alexis? Alexis?
What in the hell is that?
Can't see it very well. Yeah. What the fuck is that? Okay. Shit. Wait. Okay, be careful.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay.
I don't. Guys.
Alexis.
What they stumbled upon was absolutely terrifying. Alexis was bound to a tree, barely able to stay conscious, positioned just behind what looked like some kind of primitive, unsettling arrangement of sticks.
No.
Okay.
And then something moved from behind that same tree. A figure, a creature covering ground at an unnatural speed. The friends had almost no time to process what they were seeing before it was on them, and the woods filled with screams of pure terror. The recording ends without warning, leaving nothing but unanswered questions. What exactly was that thing? Was it a person or something that defies any rational explanation? The fate of everyone in that group is still unknown. If you've heard anything about this disturbing incident or know how it turned out, drop it in the comments below. Did they make it out, or was this the last moment any of them ever experienced? Barati was visiting some host tunnel in South Carolina alongside friends and family when, as the group was heading out, one of them snapped a few photos. One of those images appears to show a man dressed in a suit and top hat strolling beside a woman wearing a dress and sandals. A strangely out-of-place sight for a modern setting. The group insists there was absolutely nobody else around them at that time. Some people have suggested it could be a trick of the light or some kind of camera artifact, but those unsettling figures continue to leave a lot of questions unanswered. On the Creepy Travels channel, most of what the creator posts are straightforward overnight stays in the more remote stretches of the Cumberland Plateau, but this particular outing took a turn fast. On December 8th, 2025, his original plan was to sleep in his car until he spotted his hammock sitting in the back and figured he'd head down toward the creek to string it up rather than camp roadside. The moment he stepped onto the trail, a scream rang out from somewhere deep in the trees.
Now, we ain't having this. We are not having this. We are camping.
The timing hit him like a wall. Just minutes before he'd arrived, a car had been pulling out of the area, something that stood out as genuinely unusual somewhere this far off the beaten path. He brushed it off and continued down the trail, though he kept coming back to how strange it was to cross paths with anyone in a spot this isolated. While searching for two solid trees to support the hammock, he moved past rusted chair frames, old backpacks, and the scattered bones of what had once been a private campground. The site had sat abandoned for years, and he made a point of calling out the debris left behind. Once he found the right trees, he got the hammock rigged up, cracked a joke about his setup skills, and started to relax. Then, just as the night was beginning to feel routine, something caught him completely off guard.
Let's try this, people. guess that car come back. It's where you park at, walk down is way out that way, but I just saw some at that rock bluff right there. He had a black shirt. And I know that when they was pulling out, the guy had a black shirt on. This guy looked like he had a black shirt on. Might come back for
It was unsettling, but he did his best to shake it off and carry on. Before calling it a night, he wandered through the old campground, pointing out collapsed tent structures, corroded sinks, and what remained of a bridge. He walked through where the showers once stood, where campers used to pitch their tents, and what eventually drove people away from the site for good. He also brought up a story from years back. A former camper who had woken up to something pressing against his foot through an unzipped tent, an incident that reportedly pushed people to abandon the place altogether. By the time he climbed into the hammock, the woods had gone quiet. He figured he'd sleep light, staying tuned into the normal sounds of the forest. Then, at roughly 3:23 in the morning, something snapped him wide awake. He picked up splashing from the water and the sharp crack of branches close by. Whatever it was, it seemed to be circling him in the darkness. The sounds weren't continuous, just frequent enough to keep him on edge, straining to listen. Every rustle and every breaking twig wound him tighter, his mind working through what might actually be out there. Then the situation escalated. The noises appeared to draw closer, bouncing through the deserted campsite around him. With the shift at work looming, he began breaking down camp in the dark, still turning over the earlier scream, the sounds near the creek, and the man in the black shirt he'd now noticed twice. He noted that deer typically didn't leave him with that kind of dread, but there was something about these particular sounds that he couldn't shake. He was gone before the sun came up, closing out the night without any single defining incident, just a heavy, unresolved feeling that the place never truly went still. Doug is a beloved YouTuber behind the channel Fear Fanatics, where he documents creepy explorations and puts together compilations of unsettling encounters. Back in January 2025, Doug decided to head out on a solo camping trip to East Fork State Park in Ohio. Like always, he planned to film himself roughing it alone in the wilderness, completely oblivious to the terrifying experience that was about to unfold.
I went live a little bit ago in the parking lot. I'm at East Fork State Park in Ohio, Cincinnati to be exact. I went live for about 40 minutes or so, and now I'm actually on a trail that I'm heading down. I think the primitive campsite is like a mile in to the woods. So that's what I'm doing right now. I actually made an intro about 10 minutes ago, and I thought I was recording, and you guys are not going to believe me, but I was walking down the trail. I saw a flashlight through the woods, and it was like, it looked like it was coming towards me. So I stopped, and all these birds were like going crazy. And then I thought it was a street light at first, like, you know, with the leaves and stuff, like moving in front of it. It kind of looked like, you know, that I thought it was, I keep hearing something. I thought it was like maybe a street light with just leaves moving in front of it.
All right, welcome to Fear Fanatics, guys. It's Doug. I went live a little while back in the parking lot. I'm at East Fork State Park in Ohio, right near Cincinnati. I streamed for around 40 minutes, and now I'm actually out on a trail, heading deeper in. I think the primitive campsite is about a mile into the woods, so that's where I'm headed. I actually recorded an intro maybe 10 minutes ago, thought I had it going, but I didn't. You guys aren't going to believe this, but while I was walking the trail, I spotted a flashlight out through the trees. It looked like it was moving in my direction, so I stopped. The birds around me just went absolutely crazy. At first I figured it was a street light, you know, with the leaves shifting around in front of it. It kind of gave that impression. But the closer I got, the light just went out. At first, things seemed pretty ordinary, but shortly after, something happened that put him on edge.
Okay, there's the light, guys. I'm gonna turn my light off. Do you see that light? Now, I don't know if that, I'm so glad it's back on. I don't know if that's a street light. If that's a street light, I'm gonna feel like a fool. But I swear to God, it was off not too long ago, and now it's back on. And I don't really know what I should do. I feel like it's moving, but it could be the leaves on the trees just like swaying and like making it appear to be moving if it's a street light. But I'm gonna keep, and it looks like it's getting brighter, bro. This is freaking me out because I'm in the middle of the woods, dude. I'm gonna have to go down there though, because this is the way to the first sight, and I swear it's moving, bro. I'm thinking there could be somebody camping down here, because it is free. It's free camping, guys. And the only thing I'm worried about is like I don't want them to think I'm sneaking up on them if it's somebody, because they could freak them out, you know? And it's because, like I said, it's 1:30 in the morning. But I think you guys can see that light. I just don't know if it's like an actual...
Okay, there's the light, guys. I'm killing my light. You seeing that? I'm so relieved it's back on. I have no idea if that's a street light. If it is, I'm going to look like a complete idiot, but I swear, it was gone just a few minutes ago, and now it's lit up again. I genuinely don't know what to do. It looks like it's shifting, but that might just be the tree branches swaying and messing with the appearance, if it is a street light. But it seems like it's getting brighter, man. That's what's freaking me out. I'm deep in the woods right now. I have to go that direction though, because that's the route to the first campsite. And I'm telling you, it's moving. I'm thinking maybe someone's camping out here, since it's free camping, and my biggest concern is I don't want them thinking I'm creeping up on them. That could seriously spook somebody. It's 1:30 in the morning, after all. I think you guys can make out that light. I just can't figure out what it is. And here's the thing, there are no streetlights anywhere in this park. That's what's really getting to me. His anxiety grew as the light kept flickering and the feeling of not being alone closed in around him. Still unsettled but unwilling to quit, he pushed forward and got his tent set up for the night, not yet realizing that the strange events were only just getting started.
I thought I heard footsteps. I'm gonna turn my light. I do. There's something outside my tent, guys. I can see a light. somebody over there with the flashlight. They walked right by my tent, and now they're on down the trail. Oh, I do see somebody outside. Okay.
They walked right past my tent, and now they're heading further down the trail. Oh, I can definitely see somebody out there. He spotted a figure carrying a flashlight moving past his campsite, and after a few moments, it vanished into the dark. The encounter left him rattled. Even as Doug tried to keep his composure, the idea of someone lurking around his camp kept gnawing at him. He made the call to pack everything up and get out of there, and as a final step, he went straight to the police. Meet Chris Baird, the man behind a self-titled YouTube channel dedicated to venturing into the unexplained. His content pushes the edges of paranormal investigation and thrill-seeking, taking him everywhere from haunted buildings to locations soaked in eerie folklore. His goal is always the same: find the truth hiding behind the legends. His bold style and gripping delivery keep viewers hooked, but one particular night would show him just how wild and deeply unsettling these solo excursions could get. Late in October, Chris made his way out to the remote stretch known as Purgatory Road, a location with a long and disturbing reputation for paranormal encounters. Armed with nothing more than his camera and a handful of basic supplies, he was set on spending the entire night alone, testing himself against a place famous for its isolation and total absence of cell service.
I'm alone. I'm all by myself. All I have with me here is this lovely Honda Accord, which I'm going to be sleeping inside of tonight. I literally have a blanket and some other goodies, but mostly just me and the car. That's it. So here's my thought process. I've been to Purgatory Road a couple of times. I've been here with CJ, I've been here with Dylan. We have a lot of crazy stuff happen. The woods is literally all around us. Like, I don't know what you guys can see. I'm trying to kind of show behind me, actually. Let me try it again. So you can see all the woods behind me. It's wild. It's truly just like so desolate. I don't have any phone service. I know you guys hear us say that a lot.
Tonight I'm out here on my own, just me. All I've got is this Honda Accord right here, which is where I'll be sleeping. I've got a blanket and a couple of other things, but honestly it's just me in the car. That's really it. So here's where my head's at. I've been to Purgatory Road a few times before. I came out here with CJ, I came out here with Dylan, and some seriously wild things went down. The trees are completely surrounding us right now. I don't know how much you guys can make out. Let me try to show you what's behind me. Okay, let me try that again so you can actually see all those woods back there. It's something else. It really is just completely cut off out here. I've got zero phone service, and I know people say that all the time, but I genuinely mean it. My phone is dead silent right now. As Chris settled into his investigation, the forest silence pressed in around him, broken only by the occasional crack or rustle that he tried to write off as nothing unusual. He then pulled out his spirit talker device, hoping to pick up any disembodied voices or signals from whatever unseen entities might be sharing the space with him.
I'm actually gonna get Spirit Talker out right now, and I know you guys love Spirit Talker, but I just want to see if anything comes through. I want to see where we're going with this tonight. So there's Spirit Talker. It is on. Hello. Like, I want to look, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Kind of creepy. All right, Spirit Talker's on in my pocket, so it's probably gonna scare me. It's gonna scare you too, but it is rolling right now. Try not to blind everybody with this. Frig, that scared me. I was not ready for that at all. My flashlight just went, there we go. That's all I wanted. Just like that. I just made that noise in the woods. Can you guys tell me who's here with me right now? Whoa. Did you hear that scream? Something was making.
I'm going to break out the Spirit Talker right now. I know you guys are fans of it, and I just want to see if anything decides to come through tonight. Let's see what direction this takes us. So there it is. Spirit Talker is out. It's running. Hello. I want to look at it, but at the same time, I kind of don't. You know what I mean? It's already giving me the creeps. All right, the Spirit Talker is on and in my pocket, so it's probably going to scare the life out of me at some point, and probably you too. But it's recording right now. I'm about to blind everyone with this flashlight. Whoa, that scared me. I was not ready for that at all. My flashlight just cut out on me. There we go, that's better, just like that. We just heard something out in the trees. Can anyone out here tell me who's with me right now? You see that on the screen? Something is definitely making strange sounds out there. As he pressed further into his exploration, the atmosphere in the woods grew heavier and harder to shake. That's when Chris stumbled across something deeply disturbing, something he was completely unprepared to find.
The ground, I was just looking at the ground. That's so true. Spirit Talker just said the ground. Oh shoot, what the hell? What the fuck? I did not know this was here. What is that? I don't know if that's a deer. That might be a deer. That's freaking creepy. I'm not gonna keep showing that. There's definitely a carcass over there, but is anyone here who wants to talk to me? My name is Chris. Just here to communicate with whatever lives in the forest out here. It's so quiet. What is that? You see that moving there? I swear something was just moving in the woods right there. I'm sure you guys know, there's been lots of stories. The story about the girl in the white dress, you know, who was like she was a bride, excuse me. Apparently she died down here, at least from what I've heard. These are stories I've heard. I don't know that they're factual. Hello? Oh my god, there's literally bones. There's another one. This is insane. Like, what happened down here? That's an actual skeleton. Like an animal deer had right there. And then all the fur from another one. Like, were animals like sacrificed down here? I don't know how there's so many dead animals over here. Alright, something's moving up there. There's somebody up in front of me right now that wants to come talk to me? Can you tell me your name? Who or what you are?
Something just said, the ground. I was literally staring at the ground when Spirit Talker said that. Oh no, what the hell? What is that? I had no idea this was even here. I'm not sure what that is. That could be a deer. Yeah, that's pretty unsettling. I'm not going to keep filming that. There's definitely a carcass over there. But is there anyone here who wants to talk to me? My name is Chris. I'm just out here hoping to connect with whatever calls this forest home. It's so quiet. Wait, is that moving over there? I could swear something just moved in those trees right there. I'm sure a lot of you know the stories about this place. There's one about a woman in a white dress, like a bride, who supposedly died out here. That's what I've been told anyway. I can't say for certain it's true. Hello. Oh my god. There are literally bones over there. And another one. This is insane. What happened out here? That is an actual skeleton. There's a deer skull right there, and then fur from what looks like another animal. Were these animals sacrificed out here or something? I have no idea why there are so many dead animals in this spot. Alright, something is moving up ahead. There is something right in front of me right now that seems like it wants to come closer. Hey, tell me your name, tell me what you are. It said, hate. The sight of scattered carcasses and bones deepened his dread, cementing the feeling that something genuinely sinister was lurking close by. Then the paranormal activity shifted into a higher gear as aggressive, unnatural sounds began tearing through the tree line, each one fraying his nerves and making him question whether he had ever truly been alone out there.
What are you trying to tell me? What the f was that? I swear to God, something just hissed at me. Who just hissed at me? I'm not going down there. Screw that. All right. That was freaky. That was real freaky. Show you guys. I'm not like. It's like a growl hiss or something.
What are you trying to say to me? What was that? I swear something just hissed right at me. What was that hissing? I am not going down there. Absolutely not. Okay, that was seriously freaky. That was real freaky, I'll tell you that much. It was like some kind of growl mixed with a hiss. Forget it. Let's move to the side and see what else is out here. A piercing hiss and a low guttural growl flooded him with dread. Yet whatever produced those sounds stayed completely out of sight. In spite of his fear, he pushed himself deeper into the woods with no idea that something far more disturbing was just ahead.
A little bit, but I really wanted to come back here, so I was making my way back here anyways. I just want to see what's up with this water. At least for Purgatory Road, I've never noticed there to be water. So it's kind of interesting to me. There's that noise again, see? Who's over by the water? This is the second time I've heard you over here.
Children are playing.
Holy. Are there actually children playing by the water right now? Can you guys come out and show yourselves for me? Make a splash or do something. Yo, no way. No way. Did you guys hear that? That was literally a splash. That could have been a coincidence. Yes, I understand. But that was a splash in the water. If that was one of the children that are playing over here, like chills up my body right now. I appreciate you for doing that. That was really cool. It says don't tell people. It's okay if you guys are out playing by the water. I won't tell anybody. Can you tell me your names? Yo, there's eyeballs right there. What is that? Do you guys see that reflection? There's literally an eyeball. Someone just looked over and now it's gone. If that was you guys showing yourselves, that was actually someone.
I had moved up a bit, but I really wanted to circle back here, so I was already heading this way. I just want to get a closer look at this water because in all my time at Purgatory Road, I've never noticed water here before, so it's caught my attention. There's that sound again. Who's over near the water? That's the second time I've heard something coming from over here. Wait, are there actually children playing by the water right now? Can you come out and let me see you? Make a splash, do something. Yo, no way, no way. Did you guys catch that? That was literally a splash. Could it be a coincidence? Yeah, maybe, I get it, but that was a splash in the water. If one of those children just did that, I've got chills running through my whole body right now. Thank you for that, that was genuinely incredible. It's saying don't tell people. That's okay, if you're out here playing by the water, I won't say a word. Can you tell me your names? Yo, there are eyes right there. Do you guys see that reflection? There are literally eyes staring back at me, and now they're gone. If that was you showing yourselves to me, that is honestly some of the most incredible stuff I have ever witnessed out here, so thank you. A sudden splash answered him almost immediately, sending chills through his body and leaving him with an overwhelming sense that something real was present with him. The spirit talker kept spitting out cold, eerie messages that were building into something deeply unsettling. Then, a brief flash of movement cut through the darkness, something invisible making itself known.
You guys are behind me now too, I can hear you. Clear as day behind me. There's a lot going on, guys. Alright, I'm gonna turn my light off in 5 seconds. You're gonna make that splash noise for me and I'm gonna turn it back on. It would literally make my day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the f out of here! Yo, there's no way! There's no way! There's no way that just happened. Oh my god. I'm like losing my mind right now. There's gotta be more here that we don't know about, guys. That was so clear. That tells me that there's something back there. There probably, maybe back in the day, there was like a house or something. I'm gonna live up to my promise. I'm gonna walk away, leave him alone. Wow. There probably was a house or something, right, back in the day. And maybe there is some residual energy from children or, I don't know, like good memories of when they were children and they're playing by the creek.
Now you're behind me too. I can hear you clearly back there. There is a lot happening right now. Alright, I'm going to switch my light off in 5 seconds, and if you can make that splash sound again, I'll turn it right back on. That would honestly make my whole night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the hell out. No way that just happened. Oh my god, I'm completely losing it right now. There has to be more to this place than anyone realizes. That was so clear. It tells me there's definitely something back there. Maybe back in the day there was a house or something nearby. I'm going to keep my promise. I'm going to walk away and leave them alone. Wow, there really could have been a house back there at some point. And maybe there's residual energy left behind. From children, from good memories of playing by the creek. I don't know. That was genuinely incredible. It just said it's us. The moment the light cut out, something responded. A second splash rang out, louder and closer than the first. Whatever was out there wasn't just present, it was paying attention and engaging. This place wasn't simply the subject of old ghost stories. It was alive with activity.
I'm hoping you guys are hearing the same stuff I was hearing, but it literally sounded like there was multiple different voices in that right there.
Alexander.
Get a lot of names. I don't always buy into the names just because it's interesting that it's just, what do they mean, right? I don't know what these names are, who they are, what they were. What the f was that? The problem is that my car is that way. That could have easily been something like bird, animal.
Gertrude.
Could have been Gertrude. Gertrude, stop scaring me, please. That's too much. Why is that tree skin like that? I'm not trying to buy into like the whole Bigfoot thing too much because again, there's been so many people for years. I'm gonna keep walking this way back to the car as well because I'm just. This.
I really hope you guys are picking up what I was hearing, because it genuinely sounded like there were several distinct voices coming through at once right there. A lot of names keep coming up. I don't always put too much stock in the names, just because it raises the question, what do they actually mean? Who were these people? What were their lives? What the hell was that? The problem is my car is back that way. That could have been anything, honestly. A bird, an animal, could have been Gertrude. Gertrude, please stop scaring me like that. That's too much. Why does that tree bark look like that? I'm not trying to go too far down the Bigfoot road, because honestly there have been so many people making those claims for so many years. I'm just gonna keep heading back toward the car because yeah. As he made his way back to the vehicle, the sounds intensified, taking on a quality that felt deeply wrong. Overwhelmed by fear, he broke into a run, desperate to reach the safety of his car. But the woods refused to settle. Minutes later, Chris spotted a light outside the vehicle, and when he stepped out to check on it, things took a sharp turn for the worse.
Like someone's just behind me. Now there's something in my ear. It's like someone literally just breathed in my ear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope. Oh shit. Oh. I feel like such a little baby right now, guys. I really do. Take this to a microphone. Don't know if you guys could hear that or anything. I don't know what was heard, what was recorded, but at one point it sounded like something like I had breathed right in my ear. It was right in my ear. I kept walking, and then it sounded like someone broke a branch or made a weird someone broke. And I was running. That was so weird. And I felt like someone just pushed me. I don't know why I fell. I don't know how I fell. I don't know, you guys probably think I'm insane right now. I don't know.
What the heck? I thought someone was right behind me just now. And now there's something at my ear. It's like someone is literally breathing directly into my ear. Oh, whoa, nope. Oh no. I feel like such a complete coward right now. I really do. Let me hold this up to the microphone. I don't know how much of that you guys actually heard, but at one point it sounded like something was breathing. Right in my ear. Right there. I kept moving, and then it sounded like something snapped a branch or made this really strange noise. So I just broke down and ran. That was so strange, and I feel like something shoved me. I don't know why I went down. I don't know how I fell. That's why I think I'm losing my mind right now. I genuinely don't know. A sudden rush of sound, pressure, and disorientation sends Chris lurching forward. The camera can barely keep pace as panic overtakes him, the trees dissolving into shadow and noise. Back inside the car, rattled and worn down, Chris locks himself in and commits to riding out the night regardless. The camera keeps rolling in silence, pointed outward as though bracing for whatever comes next.
What the f was that? 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 Hello? What the f? What the f?
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Hello? The unsettling sounds pressed on, stealing any hope of rest. Then in the final moments, a sudden noise slams into the frame, sharp, violent, and cutting through the stillness like a final warning. a reminder that whatever had been lurking out there never once retreated. The woods, especially when faced alone, guard secrets far darker than any campfire story. Chris Baird's harrowing night on Purgatory Road stands as a sobering reminder that certain places should never be disturbed. The forces dwelling along that road made their presence impossible to deny, leaving behind an unresolved mystery that continues to follow the investigator long after the cameras stopped rolling. The following clip comes from solo camper and outdoor explorer Sydney, whose channel follows her journey through remote wilderness, frequently without any companions. On September 29th, 2024, however, one of her most beloved retreats suddenly turned unsettling. Heading back to a lakeside campsite tucked away in rural Tennessee, one of the very first places she ever camped alone, Sydney gets herself settled in for the evening, hoping to recapture a sense of peace she found there before.
And chicken that my aunt gave me. So thank you, Wendy. This is so funny to me. I don't really know how much 2 cups of water is. It was not enough water. I smelled it burning. I might have just ruined my dinner. I should have checked it. I don't know what.
And for a while, it delivers exactly that, silence. Almost suspiciously so. The sun sinks toward the horizon, the lake shimmers gold and orange, and Sydney goes about making dinner in the tranquil stillness.
Life's hard. I'm so upset. I burned the rice. Dang it. I'm also adding this chicken to the mix, so I'm just gonna plop it in the middle of the pan. Is that? Anyways, dinner is served. I really hope that wasn't like a mountain lion or something. But I'm not gonna let it scare me to stay in my car. I packed all my stuff up so that if I do need to like just close this, I only have this to move, but you know what I'm thinking? What if it was Bigfoot and that was like a deer that he was eating and it was like making noises because the deer is scared? That was so weird. I heard it move too. It like moved from like there to there. I think my saving grace is that I know there are other campers back here, so I feel better about that. I'm not completely alone out here. Okay, I'm going to chow and watch.
But that stillness doesn't hold. Without warning, fierce animalistic shrieks tear through the surrounding brush. Heavy, rapid rustling follows, close enough that she goes completely rigid. She keeps her composure, but the tension on her face says everything. Slowly, she reaches over, grabs her firearm, and slides it into her pocket. A precaution she hopes she won't need. Whatever made those sounds never stepped into view, but they were unlike anything she could place. So, what exactly was out there? A wild animal spooked by her presence, or something harder to explain? Maybe even Bigfoot? Some of her viewers lean toward a predator, others feel the sound was too strange and unnatural for that. Drop your theory in the comments below. But one thing is difficult to argue with: when the forest suddenly goes dead silent, it almost never means nothing. On the morning of June 14th, 2024, at 11:09 a.m., someone visiting Devil's Den near the witness tree took a photograph that captured something nobody expected. In the original image, A guide was speaking about the Confederate sharpshooter whose remains were once discovered in front of a wall, nestled between two massive boulders, but just to the left of that rock formation, a dark, shadowy figure had appeared. The visitor came back the following day, determined to reproduce the shot. Photo. Someone else volunteered to help recreate what had been captured. As one of the photos clearly shows, the rear face of that rock offers nowhere for a person to stand. It falls away sharply and the rock itself stands approximately 6 feet high. The man helping out had to position himself back on the road just to achieve anything close to the same angle. Placing the two images side by side makes the discrepancy immediately obvious. So how exactly do you account for that? On September 28, 2023, YouTuber Mo Sargi headed deep into the Appalachian Mountains, expecting nothing more than a routine outing. But the second they left the trail behind, something out in those woods locked onto them.
I was just in there, and I had the weirdest experience in there.
What?
Something literally moved, something massive.
So remember when I told you I saw a house on my drone?
Yeah.
This is not it.
No?
No, there's a little shack in the middle of the forest near the water.
So I don't know how we're gonna get down there.
Really?
Because it's a mountain drop and there's a fence, so we gotta find a way. All right, so we're gonna try going out this way to see if there's any way down to the river to find this mysterious house or a shack that there's a way out of the fence here. Okay, so we could probably go from here because there's a way out of the fence.
Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah. We're definitely doing what you're not supposed to do in the Appalachians is go off trail.
Bro, you were supposed to do this a long time ago. We're way past that point.
Yeah. Everything that you're not supposed to do out here, we're doing it. Holy shit, no way. I mean, it does, but there's a risk of dying. All right, so we can go down this way, but there's a risk of dying.
Oh wow.
Like actually, I mean, we can.
Oh, there's the trip. Hold on a sec.
That's the river train tracks.
We're kind of close to the shack.
This is active train tracks, by the way.
Yeah.
So those actually work. But
oh, they're active?
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Dude, we're literally climbing down a mountain right now, an entire mountain. So we decided we're gonna risk our life to give you guys some more content. We're gonna climb down this mountain. By the time we make it down the mountain and down to the river, which we don't know if that's even a guarantee, it's gonna be dark.
It's gonna be hella dark.
Yeah.
I have my flashlights. We charged them, but it's gonna be quite a while.
Like, I don't mind the darkness, but when it gets dark, the animals come out.
Yeah.
And also the feral people.
Which I already found their house on my drone.
It's somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine if we get down there and it's not there.
Imagine.
That'd be crazy. And then making our way back up, it's gonna be all nighttime stuff. So this adventure, it could get really dangerous, but you know what? We're living a little. Let's do it. Smash the like button. Let's live a little. Careful. This is legit. Seriously. Yeah, until you tumble down a mountain. And you know the worst part is you can tumble down the mountain and this is all barbed wire that you're touching.
Oh.
Yeah. And imagine tumbling down and like getting stuck in the barbed wire. Now coming up.
The forest seemed to come alive around them, turning threatening and strange, and the sounds of something moving just beyond their sight marked the start of a nightmare they had no way of escaping.
Middle of the forest and then random shelter. What the hell?
It's almost like this was a bomb shelter. Or, oh, you know what it was?
What?
Back in the days when they used to build the mines, they would have blast shelters because they would like bomb the mountains. And this is where they would blow up the mountains to make the crevices and stuff.
Okay.
So they would cut through the mountains with TNT, dynamite.
That makes sense.
And
look, the windows are like...
Yeah, there used to be windows here. So they would manage the blasts. So we're in a kind of like a blast bomb shelter type of thing.
So, what do you think that says about how far we are from the car?
Pretty far.
We still got a ways to go.
We still got a ways to go.
It's not even worth it to keep going then.
We can't. It's impossible. Either we get eaten by a bear,
yeah,
or some type of wolf, or some type of fucking like a moonshine guy. I don't know.
Hell yeah, there's moonshine people.
Maybe there's like a family of inbreds waiting to eat us in here somewhere. I don't know. Like,
I think this is literally the best spot. Seriously, this is a good hiding spot. Let's just chill here, relax, refresh, and as soon as the sun comes out, we'll be out of here.
Somebody's walking. Hello? Yeah, somebody was just walking. Okay, well. Yeah. Was that a wolf? It sounded like a wolf. It was a howl.
As they attempted to make their way back to their vehicle, a shadowy figure materialized out of the darkness and started launching rocks, or something frighteningly close to it, directly at them, sending a clear message to get off its turf.
Hello? What did you see? Huh?
Bro, there's a feral person.
What do you mean there's a feral person? What did you see? Where? Hello? Why can't my camera can't see nothing? Hold on, I'm switching night vision. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Switching night vision. For some reason my camera's having troubles focusing. Hello? What did you see? You caught something on camera?
Yeah. There's something down there, bro.
Can we see your footage? Can I see your footage?
Yeah, come see.
Actually, you caught something?
Yeah.
You wanna go back to where we were camping out?
Yeah.
Show me what you saw. All those things, you got something. Wait, step over. Where is it? Oh, there's someone there. There was a guy there.
Yeah, you see that?
What the hell? No way.
You see that?
What the hell? Darker and darker. I literally cannot see a thing. I think my flashlight is dying out, or this camera. Oh my god, I hear clicking. No, there's someone down there. Dude, I actually saw somebody. Dude, I actually saw somebody. There's somebody. Let's get the fuck. Where the hell is that? Let's go. Let's get the fucking back to the cave, boys. Back to the cave. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh! Oh my god. We're being shot at. We're being shot at. Oh! What the f was that? What the f was that?
Bro, what the hell was that?
What the hell was that? That was a man, dude.
By the time morning broke, one thing couldn't be denied. Whatever was out there in those mountains hadn't simply been observing them. It was actively driving them out, and it had no hesitation about getting physical to make that point. Meet Tommy and Rachel, the duo behind the YouTube channel Oreo Speedwagon RT, a channel dedicated to bringing viewers along on deep dives into America's wild places, documenting every twist and turn of their van life on the road. From breathtaking open landscapes to hidden, off-the-grid campsites, their adventures highlight both the stunning beauty and the occasional strangeness of life outdoors. Joining them every step of the way is their dog, Badger, their four-legged co-star and constant companion. But during one particular stay at Tishomingo Wildlife Management Area, the couple would get a stark reminder of just how quickly a peaceful night in nature can turn into something deeply unsettling. It looked like any other day when Tommy and Rachel pulled into Tishomingo Wildlife Management Area, fully expecting a quiet, uneventful evening parked up in their van. Camera ready and Badger by their side, they figured they were in for the usual mix of ambient wildlife sounds and picturesque scenery.
What's up, everybody? Here at Tishomingo Wildlife Management Area, refuge, home for the rehabilitated, I don't know. And got a little creepy out here last time.
The footage opens with Tommy describing where they are, but almost immediately his attention shifts to something he can't quite explain, the way Badger is behaving. A creeping sense that something is off begins to color the entire scene right from the start.
He's running around being Badger, obviously. But he's been very skittish since we got here. Yeah. Like, he'll just take off running and not like doing zoomies running like. Yeah. No, he's doing that.
Yeah, now he'll come down here.
But he comes down this little ravine down here, and
he won't go any further.
No, and then he'll.
The first real red flag was Badger himself. He kept retreating from certain spots, refusing to go anywhere near particular sections of the surrounding woods, behavior that stood out sharply compared to how he'd acted on previous trips.
But he's been very skittish since we got here. Yeah. Like, he'll just take off running, doing zoomies running like. Yeah. No, he's doing that.
Yeah, now he'll come down here.
Even without a clear explanation, the two kept watching their environment closely, searching for whatever might be triggering their dog's odd responses. Then it hit them. The woods had gone completely, unnervingly silent.
Oh, the sounds. What we're hearing are not regular sounds.
And usually you can hear birds, you can hear critters. But when you're hearing other noises,
That's when the full strangeness of the situation clicked into place. The occasional sound of a duck broke through here and there, but every other creature in those woods had gone quiet. That stark contrast was deeply unsettling, and it left Tommy and Rachel wondering whether something lurking just out of sight was responsible for both the eerie hush and Badger's growing distress.
I mean, do you feel like that, honey?
What?
Like we need to go somewhere else? No. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we haven't heard critters. I mean, we heard a duck, but we haven't heard critters. Yeah, it's... I don't know.
Maybe we're freaking ourselves out.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't let myself get freaked out.
Yeah.
Because I know for 99.99 things...
As the night wore on, the atmosphere only got heavier. Tommy describes picking up bizarre noises drifting across the lake. Sounds that didn't line up with anything in their experience of local wildlife.
Noises across the lake. I'll walk down here and see.
Then Rachel caught something Tommy had completely missed, a sound that ratcheted the tension up another notch, as though the darkness around them was hiding something they had no way of identifying.
He'll come over here, but he won't go over there.
Yeah, over there, he's like, nope. See? You know, we have no problem running off, or not running off. We have no problem starting the van and driving out of here and going to find another place to stay. I don't feel like we're going to have to do that. I mean, do you feel like that, honey?
What?
Like,
Tommy couldn't let it go. Despite the anxiety building inside him, he felt compelled to dig deeper and get it all on camera. He switched on their LED lights and stepped out to scan the area around the van, hoping to spot whatever was out there stirring up all this unease. What followed?
So, let me turn the LED lights on real quick.
Only made things worse. Badger, who was usually bold and full of energy, crawled straight into Rachel's lap, visibly shaken by whatever was outside. Both of them watched as he locked his gaze onto one single spot and refused to look away.
Badger out of the van because we're sitting out here. And this boy got up in Rachel's whole lap. He's afraid of... Well, he's staring in what specific direction?
Then, a noise erupted right beside the van, sending a fresh jolt of dread through both of them. It was impossible to ignore any longer. Something was wrong, and they had to figure out what to do.
We were on the phone and found another wildlife area.
They stuck it out through the rest of the night, but by morning the decision was made. They were moving on to a different area.
Found another wildlife area, actually pretty close to the one we were at, so we decided to...
Entirely. Yet the question that lingered was impossible to shake. What exactly had produced those sounds, and why had Badger reacted so severely? Could it have been some unfamiliar animal passing through? Or was there something far more sinister hiding in those trees? To this day, nobody has a solid answer.
Testament to where we said we messed up, just headed out to the Rockies, because it's just deep in here, and it's literally 25, 30 miles from our home base. The area around your home base, close to you, you don't have to travel 1,000 miles to...
Strange wildlife encounters come with the territory when you're living remotely, but there's a different kind of dread that sets in when your own pet is picking up on a threat you can't see or name. Luckily for Tommy and Rachel, the van life setup meant that leaving was always an option the moment things felt too wrong to ignore. If nothing else...
Well, the fish here have just been jumping all day. Of course, it's raining right now, so it's kind of slowed everything down. But one thing about this rain, I love the sound of rain on the forest floor. I love the, you know, like the rain on rain.
Their night at Tishomingo is a powerful reminder that in the wild, your animal's instincts might just be the most reliable early warning system you've got.
You know it. But it's just so nice to sleep when it's raining.
Kevin is someone who genuinely thrives in the outdoors, camping, hiking, and bedding down in forests and off-the-grid locations, all of which he documents on his channel, Small Plots. His content tends to be easygoing and satisfying to watch, but in this particular upload, something unfolded that had him rattled from dusk until dawn. He'd set out to do a stealth camp in a questionable patch of woodland.
Camping, where I'm going to camp tonight. It's an incredibly sketchy area, kind of right at the edge of a city neighborhood and an industrial zone with a little bit of light commercial mixed in. You're watching Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. We got about an hour before dark, so I'm moving. I'm going. We're a little behind schedule. It's okay. But probably the less amount of time I'm there, the better, because of the aforementioned.
After a brief trek on foot, he scouted out a decent spot and got his tent pitched.
It's kind of a big pain in the butt, to be honest. There's rocks in the ground on one side, a big root in the other. Still the best spot around here, especially because I'm really running out of daylight here. Not a ton of time before the sun sets. The best part about this tent setup is there's trees right there that I can easily just hang a ridge line and just easy tarp it. Don't have to figure anything crazy out. I want to do that soon. Any semblance of sun has made way for overcast skies, or, you know, it's just setting. I can see kind of some yellow in the distance, but any clearness in the sky, rather, is completely gone. Total overcast, no drip drops yet, but I can feel it in my bones.
Once night fell, he cracked open a cold one and got comfortable inside his tent, chatting to the camera over his drink before winding down for the night. And that's the moment things took a turn.
It's got to be a rain alarm for the airport right over there. I've heard that before when I've been camping in the vicinity while it was raining. They're like, oh God! Something just ran by the tent. It was the lights in my eyes, I couldn't see anything. Had to have been a deer. Whew! I saw like movement and this lights in my eyes. It must have come like right down a hill here and ran across. Oh man. Oh man. That was 3 feet from me. I don't see any eyes looking back. I don't think. Wait, I just thought I did. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Between the eerie alarm happening over at the airport and whatever it was that just ran past me about 3-4 feet in front of me, I think it's safe to say I'm a little bit on edge. I'm just sitting here, letting my eyes get used to the darkness, scanning. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the quote-unquote horizon. See the top of the berm. I don't see anything in the dark. I don't see lights. The only thing that makes me think it wasn't a deer was I didn't hear any crashing before or afterwards. Deer are not like that subtle. And I didn't hear any crashing before it came in. Maybe when I listen to the video I will. But I didn't hear any crashing before or after. I just heard something run past me. I'm sure the camera picked it up. It was like right there. Whew, eerie. Of course my brain keeps going like, what if it was a person? But I don't think a person would be that light on their feet.
Whatever showed up out there genuinely unsettled him. That uneasy feeling that something was wrong never left him for the remainder of the night. He still can't pin down exactly what it was, and the strangest detail is just how silent the whole thing was. A deer or any large animal would have produced obvious sounds, snapping twigs, shuffling leaves, but there was practically nothing. That question is still unanswered. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Audie Roper was going through old family photographs from a camping trip taken years earlier, when something in one particular shot caught her eye. A picture snapped outside a church. Her family was gathered together in the foreground, but lurking behind them was a faint human-like shape that didn't seem to belong. She posted the photo to the internet, and the overwhelming consensus among those who saw it was that what appeared in the background was a ghost. To this day, nobody has come up with any other explanation. Grizzly Gaz is out in the wilderness with his dog Fendi, searching for the right spot to pitch his tent. It's March 2022, and the surrounding forest feels completely lifeless. The trees are stripped bare, the ground is frozen, and everything has that hollow, desolate look to it. But even from the opening moments of the footage, there's this nagging sense that something isn't right, like the forest itself is concealing something dark. That gnawing feeling of dread creeps in early, and it only intensifies as the hours pass.
Now we're just gonna chill out for a bit.
Even so, none of it is enough to drive Gaz away from spending the night in these unsettling woods with Fendi close by. Then, around 1 in the morning, everything shifts. He suddenly picks up the sound of something moving just outside his tent. His first thought is that it might be the same group of kids he'd noticed earlier, causing trouble and messing around near his camp. He grabs his flashlight and heads outside to investigate, but what's waiting for him out there is something far more chilling than he bargained for.
Gonna see if there's I had some kids earlier just running about, messing about. So if I find them, I'm gonna put me little.
Initially, Gaz figures he'll have a bit of fun and pretend to be a police officer, hoping to frighten off whoever or whatever has been lurking around his campsite. What he doesn't realize is that this little joke is about to turn on him in a way he never saw coming. Then, without warning, he hears the unmistakable wail of a baby crying directly in front of him. But when he shines his light forward, there's absolutely nothing there. Panic takes over, and Gaz scrambles back to his tent, his heart hammering in his chest. It dawns on him all at once, this is no group of kids playing games. Whatever is out there in the dark is something far more sinister.
That's about enough excitement for one night. What do you think?
Getting away from that crying sound may well have saved Gaz's life, but the unsettling question remains. Just what, or who, was lurking out there in those woods, tormenting him at 1 in the morning? Omar, the man behind Men's Life, has built his reputation on venturing where most people refuse to go. Haunted forests, forgotten cabins, and locations that carry a deeply unsettling energy. But on December 29th, 2023, he found himself heading back to a forest he had promised himself he'd never return to. It was the same stretch of woods where he and his friend Blake had previously stumbled upon a hidden abandoned cabin, a place that felt deeply wrong the second they crossed the threshold. This time he's making the trip solo.
We went to a certain point, heard some whistling and some people, so we turned back. But I kind of got intrigued and I wanted to see maybe if there's another cabin down here or if there's anything else that we missed. But just, you guys know in the nighttime, it's so nerve-wracking. You just want to get the hell out of there. You never really know who's hiding in these forests. But yeah, I think today I'm going to try and go a little bit further the best I can. I don't know. I think we're just going to have to go with the flow, guys, and just kind of see what's up. Kind of looks like this was an old quarry or something, just the way it kind of goes down. Oh yeah, look at that. That was the car. I was almost certain that was like a bumper or something like that, or like the back of a car. So I think, yeah, this is the way up to that cabin. Now a lot of you guys actually commented saying that it was a hunting cabin, but this is public land. This isn't owned by anyone by any means. I did do some research on it, and this was apparently a place where a lot of people came and just dumped a bunch of random crap. So that could explain why we found a bunch of things.
The goal seems straightforward enough. Stay one night inside that cabin and get to the bottom of whatever he and Blake had encountered on their first visit. But as Lomar pushes further into the forest, something immediately feels different. The air thickens, the temperature drops, the sounds of the world behind him fade away, and that familiar dread starts pulling at him again, the creeping sensation that he isn't out here by himself.
As of right now,
feel like I'm being watched. Like instantly. I hear people walking in the woods. Maybe that's an animal? The hell is that? So confused right now. All right. I think that was a helicopter or a plane or something up there. Oh my God, what was that? Guys, I literally just got here and I'm already hearing stuff. What the what's that? I was in the middle of a cinematic. What the hell was that? That came from in the forest. Something doesn't feel right. Something feels...
The further in he gets, the worse that feeling becomes. It's the exact same unease he remembered from his last visit. That low, persistent alarm going off somewhere deep in his gut. His instincts are screaming at him that something isn't right. And with each step forward, the feeling of unseen eyes on him only intensifies. And then it happens.
This is weird. I kind of feel like I get the sense that people come here and do really weird things. Oh my God. The hell was that? Straight up heard movement behind me. I think someone's down there. Like right over there. I don't know, that was really weird. That sounded like it came from the path. I think there's one individual here somewhere. I don't get the sense that there's many, but I get the sense that there's like at least one. I don't see anybody. Oh shit! Oh. Holy shit. They just noticed me. They just noticed me.
Faint noises drift out from somewhere between the trees, and suddenly a sharp whistle pierces the silence. Fear shoots through him instantly. He is not alone out here. Whatever is sharing these woods with him, it isn't keeping itself hidden anymore.
Oh, it scared the shit out of me. What is that person doing down there? This is so fucked up. Okay. Oh. What the fuck? What the f? Okay. Okay. I'm literally tearing right now, guys. I think someone's trying to actually find me. There's no dog, there's no nothing.
The whistling comes again, closer this time, and unmistakably deliberate, now accompanied by heavy banging sounds crashing through the trees. His spine goes cold as the questions flood in. Is there someone out there actively tracking him, or has this place finally gotten inside his head?
I just don't know where you went. Because that was a whistle and clapping. Holy shit. I'm never gonna get out of here. He's just on the path.
Something, or someone, is moving through the forest around him. He can hear the soft crunch of footsteps, shifting and circling. Panic takes hold. Lomar drops behind a tree and goes completely still, barely breathing. This is no longer just a feeling. He could genuinely be in danger.
Get out of here. Appreciate you joining me on another vlog and an escapade. This is too sketch for me. I'm gonna leave this recording, and if he's there, I'm gonna try and get his face. Maybe I can show this to the police. Either way, I'm booking it out of here. Whoever it is, though, I don't think he knows where I am because he hasn't come like right in front of the path over here. He seems to be down that way. Okay. Zipper up my vest for a second. Oh my god. Okay. Regardless of what happens, I'm gonna leave this uncut till I get out of here. Then I'm ending the vlog.
Deciding that pushing onto the cabin would be reckless, Lomar scraps the overnight plan entirely. Heart hammering in his chest, he shoulders his pack and turns back toward the tree line. Each footfall feeling like it echoes too loudly, the thought of whatever might be following him, driving him to move faster.
I hope he's not right there. Either way, I got a knife. It's ready. I think he went back farther down that way because I did not hear anybody come down in this direction. Oh my god, guys. Oh. Holy shit. Okay. I'm just gonna end this here.
Gripping his knife tightly, Lomar cuts through the forest as quickly as he can, focused on nothing but getting out. He makes it to safety, but whoever or whatever was out there in those trees that night, the answer is still nowhere to be found. Up next, we have a video from Small Plots, a YouTube channel helmed by a guy named Kevin, who's built quite a reputation for stealth camping in some of the most unexpected locations imaginable. City outskirts, neglected woodlands, crumbling forgotten infrastructure. But this particular outing might just be the most unsettling one he's ever documented. It's April 1st, 2025, and Kevin heads out on a stealth camping excursion near an electrical transformer substation. The day is foggy and soaked with rain, and despite prior warnings that the area sees regular patrols, he pushes through dense brush and scattered debris to reach a swampy stretch of forest littered with toppled ash trees and slippery, mud-caked paths.
Tons of, I don't think it's coming off the trees. There's no leaves really on the trees, so it's not like it's collecting and dripping. This is a very strange, creepy forest, I'm not gonna lie, with the fog and the scraggly trees here in the swamp. I don't know, man, that's just weird. The entire time I've been here, since I walked into the forest, I've been hearing this wailing sound. Like a some kind of animal. It's actually now just occurring to me. It might be a chicken or a rooster or something. But it's eerie. It's still raining, but I just want to check out over here real quick because it's slightly not raining as hard as it was. And it looks like it opens up a little bit over here. Nothing really to see, just a little bit more open forest. I wonder if this is where the deer hang out, and I'm going to see some more eyes in the forest tonight like I did on my last camp. Oh yeah, it's starting to pick up rain again. I better make this fast. It's tough to see, but there's like a field back there, and there are houses that edge along that field. My guess is chickens, but we'll see. And also, I think it's pretty clear that what I'm on is maybe like an old ATV trail. Looks like at one point small tired vehicles would go through here, but over the years the trails got blocked by fallen.
Kevin gets his camp sorted and takes in the surroundings. The steady drumming of rainfall and the wet squelch of every footstep set a grim mood, but it's the creeping fog and gnarled tree shapes that give this place a genuinely unsettling quality. The further he wanders from camp, the stronger the sense becomes that something here just isn't right.
Which is nice. That's the sound, the wail I'm talking about, the wailing. That has to be a chicken or something, right? Something. Kind of sounds like a rooster, like half-heartedly crowing.
And then he catches it on audio, a strange wailing cry drifting through the trees. It's difficult to identify a rooster, maybe, or something that defies easy explanation.
Well, since the rain is slightly letting up, for the time being anyway, I do want to make a couple of on-camera observations that confuse and delight me. The first one is this area almost looks like sometimes it gets like heavy water rushing through here. Not like crazy, but there's a few things like this where the bunch of branches all like lined up against a tree, like they were pushed there by water. Not something that happens very often, but obviously not unheard of, as this place is pretty wet just currently, right now. There's another spot over here with the same thing. Yeah, you can kind of see that cluster right there, where it looks like just some water came in and then like pushed all the branches and stuff up. So I do have to be careful of that, I suppose. I don't know what else it could be. What would collect all those branches and then break them in the same spot like that, other than water? I don't know. This woods is very interesting, to say the least. Beyond the fact that I feel like I'm being watched the entire time I'm here. Some parts are super open, some parts aren't open at all. My guess is the open parts somebody artificially made at some point in order to hunt. It's tough to tell. There's like a raised berm this way behind me. I don't want to push through. It's It's hard to tell, it's all prickers between me and that. But at least there's a berm there, so I'm not too worried about people's homes if I do have a fire. Wow, I'm not even that far away from my tarp. It's like slightly foggy. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it. The tarp's like 30 feet away. It's not that far away. You know, all in all, kind of a beautiful day. It's in the mid 50s. Obviously I'm wearing a t-shirt to kind of dry off. There's that wailing again. Let me know in the comments if that's a rooster. I think it's a rooster. It's coming from the same direction, or it could be, you know, an eldritch creature of the bog that I am staying in. Look at this place, man. Not appropriate for camping whatsoever. Honestly, camping in this little marsh is more inappropriate than camping next to the power station.
As he moves through the area, Kevin spots branches and twigs that appear to have been deliberately repositioned. Rainwater, wildlife, or something harder to explain. He keeps his composure, even manages a laugh, but he can't deny that the sensation of being watched has settled over him. Later,
the rain does. I really want to have a fire tonight. My food is going to be so much better if I have a fire, but it's still edible without a fire. It's not like I brought like raw chicken or anything. Yeah. Something was walking behind me. I don't know.
while resting in his hammock shelter, he picks up the unmistakable sound of footsteps somewhere behind him. He turns to look. Nothing. No figure. No animal. Just fog, trees, and a heavy silence pressing in around him. Kevin made it out without incident, but this excursion clearly stayed with him. The wailing, the footsteps, the general wrongness of the place. It's a stark reminder that even on the neglected margins of civilization, you're not guaranteed to be alone. Whether you're deep in the backcountry or just beyond the city's edge, that creeping feeling of unseen eyes on you is one that's very hard to reason away. Pipe 97 is a channel built on bold urban exploration, where every move carries weight and elevation turns every choice into a high-stakes gamble. August 27th, 2025 marked a climb that went further than most. Shot above the streets of Toronto, this was exactly the kind of situation where one wrong move could have meant the end. Once inside the structure, they moved quietly across it, staying low and deliberate. Nearby voices echoed close enough to spike their nerves, yet somehow they avoided detection and pressed on. Eventually, they reached the foot of the massive crane and began making their way up. Each step was careful, threading past pipes and ladders, while doing everything possible to stay off security's radar.
Yeah, it's chill.
Beneath his feet, loose metal groaned and shifted, the sound bleeding into the constant drone of nearby machinery. With every rung climbed, the city below grew smaller and more distant. Each handhold required full concentration, his gaze moving methodically from pipe to joint to rung.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's fucking insane. Alright. Things are not even wet. We have to climb this up because it's closed there, I think.
The view was breathtaking, and the rush of adrenaline made everything glow with an almost surreal intensity. For a brief stretch, it felt electric, but the reality of the height came crashing in fast, impossible to shake off. Then something pulled him back to earth. The sound of security personnel filtered across the site, and figures moved through the shadows on the walkways below.
Hold up. Aaron, wait for me though. Is it for us? Have no idea.
The ascent had demanded patience, but coming back down meant speed without sacrificing footing. Slick metal surfaces, unstable ladders, and narrow platforms turned every single step into its own obstacle. The descent seemed to stretch on forever. At last, solid ground. This climb served as a sharp reminder of what it means to stand above everything else. The elevation, the danger, and that inexplicable pull that keeps bringing them back.
Guns is a little sketchy. Sketchy. Blasted 4 or 5 every time. It's gone on like 7 or 8 times. We're relatively close. Oof. Oh god. And your doors don't lock?
Well, I'd like to close my windows.
Okay. I think we're gonna be good. I got an axe with me. Oh. Did you guys hear that?
Hearing gunshots is making things feel pretty unsettling out here. 4 or 5 rounds going off at a time, and it's happened maybe 7 or 8 times now. We're not exactly far away from it. Oh man, are your doors locked? I want to keep my windows shut. Alright, I think we'll be okay. I've got an axe on me, just in case. Wait, did you guys catch that?
Gunshots are getting really sketchy. It almost sounds like they're getting closer to us. I'm actually a little worried. I'm a little scared right now. It's really loud. Now I hear really fast driving. Okay, I'm gonna get in my car. That is way too sketchy. Sounds like there's a car that just flew across the bridge, gun in it, with an exhaust of some sort. Whoa, my heart's beating.
These gunshots are getting more and more unnerving. It's starting to sound like they're moving in our direction. I'm genuinely a bit anxious right now, if I'm being honest. It's seriously loud out there. Now I can hear a car tearing through the area. Yeah, I'm heading into my vehicle. This is way too tense for me. Sounds like some car just ripped across that bridge with a loud exhaust. Wow, my heart is racing. That's genuinely creepy. The gunshots just keep coming. I'm too on edge to even think about sleeping. There are cars moving around out there, one shoe off, slide on in, other shoe can follow. Staying low and out of sight. I do have window covers for the van. Feeling a little too tired to bother with them right now though.
Keep going off. I feel too sketched out to sleep. There's like cars. One shoe off, slide in there. Other shoe can come off. Keep it down below. I do have window covers. Kind of feeling lazy. But like that. Those are my insulated window covers, blackout. I think I get over this.
So my insulated window cover is this big black thing. I need to wrestle my way out from under it. Trying to maneuver around this is like being wrapped up like the Michelin Man.
Night. Lots of gunshots on and off. I'm gonna trust that's gonna be all good. I'll lock the doors.
It's been a pretty tense night overall. Gunshots on and off for a while now. I'm going to trust that everything is going to be fine from here. Doors are locked up. I'm getting under the blankets and calling it a night. From one disturbing run-in out in the wilderness to the next. Except this time the danger isn't anything human. Somewhere deep inside a long-forgotten forest, a YouTuber by the name of Pasha makes his way into a deserted village where something far more sinister appears to have taken hold. Pasha is a content creator who pushed deep into the woods to explore a grim, atmospheric ghost settlement, a place the local community won't even acknowledge by name. The homes were left to slowly decompose after famine and lack of work forced the residents out, letting nature swallow everything they left behind. But Pasha had picked up whispers of something far more disturbing going on out there. In his own words, he headed out alone at dusk to chase down chilling accounts of scattered sweets and occult markings, hell-bent on discovering whether the supernatural rumors held any truth. The walk started out in eerie silence, though it wasn't long before he began spotting strange wooden figures dangling from nearly every tree around him. Some looked ancient and falling apart, while others seemed like they'd been put together recently. They were deeply unsettling constructions. Sticks of varying sizes, lashed together with what appeared to be human hair and scraps of string, twisted into disturbing shapes and symbols. The question hung in the air immediately. Who had made these and what for? Were they warnings meant to drive away outsiders, or were they tied to something far more sinister? As he pressed further into the crumbling settlement, yet another bizarre find was waiting for him. Bright, colorful candy was strewn across the ground, running along the overgrown path, and piling up near the deteriorating buildings. Who would scatter hundreds of pieces of candy throughout a forsaken place like this? The whole thing became even more disturbing when set against the local folklore surrounding the area. Tales of a mysterious old woman spotted wandering these woods alone after dark. Could she be the one responsible for these strange offerings? A witch carrying out rituals under the cover of night? Following the unsettling candy trail, Pasha was eventually guided to a rundown house that had somehow managed to stay upright. The moment he stepped through the door, he was confronted with a horrifying scene. Dozens of the same occult symbols he'd encountered on the trees were now suspended from the ceiling directly above him. While he was still trying to make sense of what he was looking at, his unease spiked sharply when he suddenly picked up the unmistakable sound of footsteps just outside. Then his stomach dropped as he caught sight of a figure, something or someone, staring directly at him through the window. He bolted outside immediately to face whatever was out there, but there was nothing. The forest had gone completely still, and whatever had been watching him was already gone. The symbols, the candy, and the overwhelming sensation of being observed all piled up at once. The whole experience had become deeply disturbing, and Pasha wasted no time getting out of that village. To this day, no one has explained what was happening in that abandoned place. Was the figure Pasha glimpsed through the glass the old woman from local legend? And if it was, what did she want? Some places are left empty for good reason, and Pasha got off easy, walking away with nothing more than a harrowing story, rather than becoming another dark chapter in it. This incident took place near Arizona's Superstition Mountains, where a full-time solo female RVer named Robin had set up camp alongside several other rigs. The presence of fellow campers nearby gave her a sense of security, so she left her RV door open, just the screen between her and the outside, while she cooked and filmed.
It happened about 3 months ago, and I have been torn since then on whether or not I should tell you guys about it. But something really shocking happened after the fact, and I've decided just to keep it real and tell you guys all about it. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's Robin with Bean Area. Now, this is Arizona State Trust land. You're supposed to have a permit, but nobody does. You drive through kind of a suburban area, and then once you get in there, it's like RVs and schoolies everywhere, and they don't leave. They are not just there for the 14 days. And on top of that, this is near the Peralta Road trailhead, which is really popular. So there's ATVers and hikers and people on horseback, and it's really...
Then, without any warning, a man materialized right at her screen door, speaking to her from only inches away. He didn't have the look of someone who belonged at a campsite, and he was wearing a leather jacket despite the scorching desert heat.
And the door was open, but the screen door was shut. Behind the music, I hear a male voice go, "Hello." And I turned around, and there was a dude standing outside my screen door just looking in at me. This dude did not look like...
His smile didn't reach his eyes. It felt rehearsed and deeply off-putting. He insisted that he booked the exact spot where her RV was sitting, and he kept pressuring her to step outside and look at something on his phone, all while his eyes swept the interior of her rig, clearly trying to figure out whether she was alone.
So the first thing I did was I put on my game face, not the friendly Robin you guys are used to seeing. I went over and I leaned my hand against the wall because I have a weapon there, and I wanted him to know that I had a weapon there. And he looked at me and he looked at my arm, and I just said, "Yeah, what's up?" That big smile came back to his face, and he said, yeah, hi. I'm just wondering if you can help me." And he had his phone in his hand, like he was turning it like he wanted to show it to me. And he said, "I reserved a campsite right here." And
Robin listened to her gut. She held her ground, kept one hand close to a weapon, and refused to budge until the man eventually gave up and walked away. The moment he was gone, she locked everything up, snapped photos of his truck, and fired off the information to people she trusted.
he's looking around behind me like he wants to see if there's anybody with me or maybe what I had inside of my rig. So I just kept my hand on the wall and kept on the stink face and just said, nope, there's no paid camping around here. You know, in national forest land, you can't have paid camping like within a mile of boondocking locations or dispersed camping locations. And when I searched for camping, there was no other camping around. So I knew that this guy was not legit. He didn't dress like a camper. He didn't sound like a camper. And why would he come up to my rig? There were other people before me. The tent campers were to my right. And if he had just gone down the road another mile, he would have been back in the suburbs. And I had a cell signal there, so I'm not sure what the problem was. So as you can tell, I was not buying it.
She later found out there was indeed a campground in the area, but that nagging sense of dread never quite went away. It's a stark reminder that the most chilling threats don't always come from the wild. Sometimes they show up wearing a smile.
But I also found that there was a new campground just about 3 miles from where I was, and that Google Maps couldn't even get there yet, and that there were 31 campsites. And then, you guys, I felt like a real asshole for about a month. And that's what I've been thinking about. Now, I'm keeping it real with you guys. This freaked me out. And it turns out that guy could have been just a camping dude looking for his location. But, you know, I've given it a lot of thought. And I think he was...